Good morning and welcome to Daily Walking number 7. And to the spammer that keeps asking me to follow her on Instagram, first of all, thank you, because you make my videos look like they're more popular. But just to let you know, I don't actually have an Instagram account right now, so I couldn't follow you. And we'll see if you actually pick up on that and then send me yet another one of those spams. All right, now that we got that out of the way, wow, last couple of days been pretty busy. 19,000 steps day before yesterday, and then yesterday at my parents' place helping them with the sprinkler system, which, I mean, Dad could change out the heads himself. It's not that hard, but I think they have me doing it in part because I can sit and map it out on a computer. I can take measurements and draw a diagram, and maybe that's what I'll show you for a picture today, just so you can get an idea of just how complicated it kind of looks. In fact, I'll show you a picture that's kind of a before and after, so you can see how messy it was versus how much cleaner I can make it if I come up with the right idea for which heads to put in. In this case, it was, I guess today's episode is going to be about sprinklers. Wasn't expecting that, but I do these things very free form. If you think about it, the old-fashioned way of doing sprinklers, and I'm not going to get terribly technical here, but you have like a quarter circle, a half circle, and a full circle, and those were the only options that you had. Maybe there was what they call a center strip, which is, it's kind of a rectangular pattern with the head directly in the middle of both the long and the short sides. Now they figured out how to do rectangular strips from the corner or from the side or from the end, as well as the center. And that's ultimately what I did. I took a bunch of quarter circles and half circles, which overlap and create really weird patterns, and replaced a good chunk of it with what they call side strips, which is basically a rectangular strip, but from the middle of the long side. And so if you kind of look, you can kind of see the little dots represent the sprinkler head, and you can see the kind of light blue that overlays and shows you how much water, roughly how much water each section is going to get. Well, as it turns out, I got through all of that. There were two heads on the left. You can see I'm actually out walking. I'm not looking at my diagram, but as I recall, I have a red dot and a green dot. And the red dot is the original location of a sprinkler head, and the green dot is the new location. So I moved two of the sprinkler heads, or at least the pipes. I repiped it so that they moved over, and it was in that bump out on the left because ultimately I wanted to move them to the extreme sides of it so I could put in what amounts to quarter circle arcs pointed kind of at each other and turned down enough that they don't overspray onto the decking around the pool in my parents' backyard. They have a pool in the backyard, and this is all on the other side of the pool from the house. So, anyway, the worst part of it was probably having to try and run a pipe through a bush. The worst part was probably I wanted to keep one of them buried, and I thought it was like an inch below the ground. It turned out to be like 6 inches below the ground. Had to hand dig. Can't fit a shovel in there. of any kind. So I'm literally having to like use a screwdriver to loosen up the soil and hand dig 3 feet. I mean, it was only 6 inches down, but 3 feet across. Had to dig enough of a channel to be able to run the pipe down that low and then have it come back up. And my hand's all kind of messed up right now, but I got it done. I'm actually out walking. I'm gonna hit the local big box store and pick up some sprinkler heads. I put them on, it's gonna start getting technical here. Let's just say these are, the way I set it up yesterday, they're sprinkler heads without the pop-ups. So they don't pop up when they go to, when the water comes on. But they're actually hitting, there's a little slope where it's being watered, and they're at the bottom of the slope, so they've got to be tilted back to be able to actually water uphill. They are tilted back, but with the new generation of sprinklers, the newer generation of sprinklers don't project upwards enough. So now we're faced with having to getting them up a little bit higher, and I'm a little winded, sorry. We need to get them up a little higher. We could just put pipes to go up higher, but to get high enough, the pipes would look ridiculously tall just sitting there amidst the garden. It would be a little out of place. And burying the sprinkler heads so they could pop up, it would be way too much work. So we've decided we're going to put in 6-inch pop-ups, and which is more, the standard is usually 4. We're going to put in 6-inch, and we're going to see how that all works. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to go pick those parts up in a few minutes, and tomorrow I'll go back there and put them in, and we'll see what we get. All right, well, wow, a whole discussion on sprinklers. Thanks for listening.